Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sunburned Albino Plays Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair, episode 28. We are right, still smack in the middle of the trial. We still have no real suspects based on evidence, but I assume we're going to be getting to that now that we've finally discovered the cause of death. The killer didn't expect the doorknob to come off. The reason that even happened was because... In that case, I shall use my full power! Ooh! With an fierce roar, Nekomaru put all his power into grabbing the doorknob with both hands. But... no, there's a 1 million grab it there. If you break off the doorknob, we'll be stuck in here. It was already loose. If that's really what it was, then that's the clue Nekomaru left for us to find.
I see. So that's how Nekomaru fell to his death.
Do you finally understand now?
Yeah. It appears it's just as Miss Sonia said. I'm just a pest. No, I'm not just a pest. I'm a total fucking pig. Isn't that right, Miss Sonia? If I'm a fucking pig, you can say so.
No, I believe you gave your all.
Hey, why aren't you teasing me anymore?
This guy. He gets off on this. So thanks to that alarm, Nekomaru ended up falling while he was still hanging upside down. That doesn't mean he just crashed straight into the floor. Of course, you know that too, right?
It doesn't mean Nekomaru crashed straight into the floor. The moment Nekomaru fell to the floor, the only thing I can think of that happened to him was... Cola came out of his eyes.
I see!
When Nekomaru fell to the floor, he ended up colliding with the pillar. Isn't that it?
Finally, the pillar!
So that's how the pillar shattered, and why oil was spilled all over the place.
See, I told you the pillar was the weapon. My gut was totally right.
Well, the pillar was a bonus. It's not even clear if the killer intended that, or if it was just a coincidence.
At this point, it is quite difficult to find a clue that will lead to the killer.
Then what about the alarm? I'm positive the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m. And if we map it out from there...
Hold on, baby gangsta.
Stop calling me baby gangsta!
What'd you just say? Did you say the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.?
You didn't check it yourself? Nekomaru's alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nah, that's impossible. 'Cause even though I slept in a little, I still got to the tower at 7 in the morning. Now that you mention it, so did I. There was no way I could be late for Monokuma Tai Chi, so I left for Grape Tower before 7 a.m. And if we found Nekomaru's body there, it would have been before the 7:30 a.m. alarm went off.
It appears yet another contradiction has been birthed. How were you able to discover Nekomaru died at 7:30 a.m. when you went to the tower at 7?
That's what I want to know!
Another mystery I don't understand? Seriously, it's just one after another. But I can't choke up at a time like this. Just a little more and I'll be able to reach the truth. There should definitely be a clue to breaking through this contradiction. Now, wall clock. Radio clock. How many clocks are there?
We headed for Grape Tower. Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
Sure.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Sure.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest.
No.
Damn it!
You won't be able to refute that contradiction right now.
We headed for Grape Tower.
Radio clock.
Before 7 a.m.
But the alarm inside was set for 7... Nekomaru
So
died...
if they...
His time of death and the time that one of those
I mean, they
must
could have
be an
tampered with
illusion.
all the other
Killer probably
clocks.
did some tampering. They probably messed with
there's
the
only
clock
two of
inside
them, so-
Nekomaru.
No,
But
that's
yeah, they
wrong.
couldn't have tampered with Nekomaru, so they would have tampered with the wall clocks and had them say that they
No,
were
the clock
different.
inside his chest was a radio clock, so it would have been impossible to mess with.
So you're saying there's no way the killer could have tampered with the clock?
Maybe the clock Miss Sonia saw was the one that got tampered with.
The clock inside Grape House?
No. I checked all the clocks inside the funhouse.
Oh, that's what I asked you to do. So you really listened to me and checked all the clocks.
And because of that, I can confidently declare that all the clocks had the same time displayed.
If there's no possibility that the time was tampered with, then we must doubt that human's testimony.
Please believe me, we are not lying.
Then maybe it's a misunderstanding?
I never misunderstand. I'll crush you into dog food.
This time-related contradiction. I don't think I should doubt the testimonies. I should doubt the clock. There's no mistake that something was done, but what was it? Perhaps we've overlooked something. Maybe we're misunderstanding something. I think if I focus and think, I should be able to find the answer to that mystery. That was a logic dive again. Yeah, alright. Well, so the killer obviously just tampered with the clocks in both houses. You know, it wouldn't be that difficult to do. You just have to go. Oh, yeah, jump. Okay. What do we got? What did Hajime and the others misunderstand? Where the murder happened, the time in the building. Pretty good, if I say so myself. Okay. Oh, that was kind of close. Oh, we're like, yeah. Let's... Kind of strange. Question 2. Which clock was tampered with? Yeah, that would be both. Oh, no. I thought you meant both clocks in each house. You son of a bitch. That is trickery. I thought the answers were like grape houses and strawberry houses. This is both buildings' clocks. That's mean, okay? I knew what the answer was. You just tricked me. I don't like being tricked. Makes me feel dumb. Alright, next and final question. Which house had the wrong time? Both! See? That's the question I was looking for. Damn, sucker.
It's all coming together. You said you checked all the clocks inside the building. Isn't that right, Fuyuhiko?
Yeah, none of the clocks had the wrong time.
But what if all those clocks have been messed with?
What? All the clocks?
So even if you checked all the clocks inside the building, there's no way you'd have noticed it.
I see. So the killer messed with the time inside the whole building by changing all the clocks.
So that's what it was. There's no way I would have noticed that.
This is truly fantastic!
Now's not the time to be pleased. More importantly, how much was the time off?
She's right, that's the main problem. I need to clarify by how much the time was off after the killer messed with the clocks. They said 5:30, right? Didn't they say that the alarm went off by 5, so it was messed by 2 hours? Akane. It'll be Fuyuhiko's account that does this.
If the time in the building was all messed up, then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock.
The time of death was clearly 7:30 a.m.
No, I'm just kidding. Oh, well, yeah.
Crap!
It's fine, I'll give you
If
that.
the time in the building, then we can only rely. The time of death was clearly 7:30 a.m.
The
Yeah.
problem is, what time would 7:30 be? In our time.
Are there
5:30.
any clues that can be used to narrow that? If only I heard the sound when he fell.
No.
It would have been a great clue.
Or his scream.
No need for that.
He's not the type to let out a scream.
Only Nekomaru's alarm was loud enough.
That's
We would
also
have heard
not.
it too.
There's no point in saying if does not exist in this
Oh,
world.
maybe that is,
If the time in the building was all messed up,
Yeah,
we
okay.
can only rely.
The time
So
of
show me that one again. The thing Kazuichi
Are there
said.
any clues that if only I heard this, it would have been a great...
Or his scream.
He's not the type to let out.
If only Nekomaru's alarm was loud enough.
Damn it!
Oh, come on, but that's right, kinda.
If the time in the building was all
Contact
messed
elevator,
up,
Nagato's sudden appearance.
then we
Clock's
can only
alarm
rely
timer?
on Nekomaru's radio.
The time of was clearly 7.
The problem is, in our time.
Are there any clues that if only I heard the sound, it would have been a great...
Or his scream.
He's not the type.
If only Nekomaru's alarm was loud enough.
Damn it!
If the time in
What
the
is
building
there?
was all messed up, then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock.
The time of
Oh,
was
Akane's
clearly
account would
7:30
show when the
a.m.
rumbling
What
was.
time would set in our
Right?
time?
Are there any clues that can be used?
If only I heard the sound when he...
There you
I
go.
agree with that. That's right. We should have heard the sound he made when he fell. Wasn't it that rumbling noise?
Rumbling? I thought it was just an earthquake, so I went back to sleep. Was that the sound from when Nekomaru fell?
Well, a huge body fell from the 4th floor to the 1st, and the pillar fell with it. It's obvious we'd hear the impact sound.
We heard that noise too.
It was when we were gathered at the Strawberry House Lounge. What is it, Sonia?
Oh, well. That sound everyone heard? I did not hear it at all.
Huh?
You probably didn't hear it because you were sleeping.
I could not sleep at all. I was awake the whole night with hunger pangs.
There's nothing to worry about. What's important is that rumbling noise anyway.
If we use that rumbling sound as a reference, we might be able to figure out how much our time was off.
I heard that sound probably around 5:30 in the morning.
Huh? You can tell?
I instantly woke up and left my room. And that's when I saw the clock in the lounge. Excellent work, Akane!
That rumbling sound we heard was at 5:30 a.m. It's like the answer to how much our time was off is literally right in front of me.
I see!
Nekomaru's alarm went off at 7:30, and if we heard the sound of his impact at 5:30, that means our time was off by 2 hours.
2 hours? That much?
We were starving pretty badly. There's no way we would have noticed.
Plus, the funhouse has no windows. And there weren't any Monokuma announcements either.
However, for what reason did the killer alter our perception of time?
The reason is obvious. So they can lure out just Nekomaru.
Lure out only
If you
Nekomaru?
messed with the clocks and used a specific thing, you definitely get Nekomaru to the tower alone, right? From there, the killer's plan was a splendid success. That's all it means.
Besides messing with the time, the killer also used a specific thing? If they were trying to lure only Nekomaru, then that specific thing... No. No, that's not what I meant.
I see!
That's it. The killer made use of the Monokuma Tai Chi activity in the morning.
How did they use it?
We were required to go to Grape Tower every morning at 7 a.m. for that activity, right? But if they mess with all the clocks inside the building, what would that do to us?
We wouldn't be able to attend on time, but that wouldn't affect Nekomaru. His radio clock had the exact time.
That's right. In doing so, the killer was able to lure him to the tower by himself at the precise time.
And when I witnessed Nekomaru early in the morning,
If I recall, you witnessed Nekomaru around 5 a.m. And if that time was also 2 hours off, it should have been 7 a.m. Yeah, that's pretty much it. At that time, he was heading over to Monokuma Tai Chi, right on schedule.
I see. Now that I think about it, I realize what Monokuma meant when he said those words.
Too early. He didn't even ask you yet.
Jeez, how outrageous! I honestly didn't expect everyone to ditch Monokuma Taichi. But it turned out like this after all, so I guess it can't be helped.
When you said everyone, you were including us, right? We thought we came to the tower on time, but in truth, it was way past the meeting time.
Ah, jeez. That's, well, how should I put it? What was it? You know, tripping over a foot, or something like that.
Are you talking about tripping over someone else's fault?
Wrong! Too bad!
Liar! I'm right!
That's not it! It's incorrect!
That's definitely the correct answer. You always get so stubborn like this.
Let's just ignore the peanut gallery. Now that we've found out how the killer lured Nekomaru, the number of suspects has drastically decreased.
Huh?
Hey, why would that decrease the number of suspects? Don't be a friggin' liar!
You'll know I'm not lying when you listen to what Fuyuhiko's going to say next.
Huh? What the hell do you mean?
Was it
You
Gundam
witnessed
then?
Nekomaru going toward the tower. Did something else happen after that?
Are you talking about that alarm?
Alarm?
A little while after I witnessed Nekomaru, the clock in the Strawberry House lounge started going off. Plus, it was just before that rumbling sound occurred. That's it. So that's what it is. If Nekomaru died when the rumble happened, then whoever doesn't have an alibi at the time is the prime suspect.
Really? Was there anyone who didn't have an alibi at that time?
I remember now. The sound was so loud I couldn't help bolting from my room. But there was one guy who never left the lounge. We were both on the same floor. It's pretty weird that bastard never came out of his guest room.
Which means that person does not have an alibi for when Nekomaru fell? Who is it? Who's the bastard?
It's whoever doesn't have an alibi for that time, right? Select someone. Oop. I was aware that the lounge clock was ringing. After all, I rushed over there, didn't I? And then when the rumbling noise...
Crap!
Oh, really? It can't be Nagito, though.
Crap!
It's not Son. I'm just thinking about people who weren't in the soundproof room. You said bastard. You don't call chicks bastards. Can't be Fuyuhiko. Yeah, I know, but I'm just like...
Crap!
Who's the bastard? He said he never came out of his... It can't be Nagito, though.
You're the only one!
It literally can't be Nagito.
The one who wasn't there. It's you, right, Nagito?
That's right. Nagito wasn't there. It was just me, Gundam, and Fuyuhiko.
You didn't come out, even though the alarm was going off like crazy.
Yeah, but he didn't do the final dead room until after Nekomaru was already dead. He didn't have Ultima Weapon, he didn't know anything.
You weren't in your room, were you?
If that's the case, where were you?
Please, say something! If you don't hurry up and answer, I'm gonna suicide dive you!
If I may be frank, even if I wanted to go to the lounge, I couldn't.
You couldn't? What do you mean?
It's merely the foolish talk of the weak.
Yeah, I still think Gundam did it.
Not only did I not hear the alarm, I never even heard that rumbling sound.
You're definitely fucking lying.
However, that is also true for me. It is obvious that I did not hear the alarm in Strawberry House. But I did not hear the rumbling sound either. Is that not strange? I mean, everyone else heard it.
To be honest, it's not just them. The same goes for me too.
Huh?
I was in a pretty deep sleep, so I thought that's why I couldn't hear it, but it wasn't that. I probably couldn't hear it at all.
Couldn't hear it? What does that mean?
You still don't know.
The luxury
Think about what
room,
the three of us
soundproof, but
didn't hear.
thanks. The only people who didn't hear the rumbling noise were Nagito, Sonya, and Chiaki. I didn't know Nagito was in a luxury room. The secret is what these three have in common. Could this also be the secret that points to the killer? Deluxe? D-E-L-U-X-E-S... Sweet? Is it sweet? I don't remember what the rooms were actually called. I'm looking for a U, thanks. Oh, it's room Z. I see. Am I about to flawless this Hangman's Gambit? Oh my god, I did!
I got it! Nagito, Sonya, and Chiaki. The three of you were staying in deluxe rooms, right? If I recall, the deluxe rooms are...
The guest rooms are divided up by quality grade. The deluxe room is soundproof and has excellent air insulation. The standard room may have so-so insulation, but it's still pretty decent. And the crummy room has severe airflow and draft problems.
The reason we could not hear the rumbling noise...
That's right. It was because the deluxe rooms have superior sound insulation. You actually noticed that. Nice catch, Hajime. Are you using your ultimate reserve corps student talent? Now then, you guys must understand by now, right? The true identity of Nekomaru's killer.
Oh, hold on a sec.
Yes, I
Why
do.
does that lead
It's
to who the
Gundam.
killer
It's
is?
Gundam. He rushed and said he heard the alarm when he couldn't have possibly heard the alarm.
Why? Well, that fact just now is a very important clue, and a decisive factor in identifying the killer.
Decisive factor?
Somehow I feel like I understand what Nagito means. The killer among us. The killer who murdered Nekomaru. Do.
You're the only one!
Ah!
Gundam, there's something I want to ask you. When the alarm rang at the Strawberry House Lounge, you rushed over there too, right?
What's wrong with that? If the bell of catastrophe rings throughout the night, it is the universe's providence to stop it.
Why were you able to hear it?
Hear what?
I mean, you were also staying in a deluxe room, right? Nagito was staying in a deluxe room in the same house on the same floor, and he couldn't even hear it. So why were you able to hear that alarm?
Huh? Now that you mention it...
Gundam?
There is only one possibility. You weren't in your room at the time. That's why, even though you were staying in a deluxe room, you still went to the lounge. Am I right?
Gundam, you have some sort of explanation, right?
Gundam probably couldn't return to his room because of Fuyuhiko.
Me?
After you saw Nekomaru heading to the tower, you stayed at the lounge for a while. Am I correct? Until the moment that alarm started ringing, right? If you were in the lounge for that long, the killer who had left earlier obviously wouldn't be able to go back.
Even though Nekomaru's murder was a death trap that utilized the alarm in his chest, the killer still needed to prepare the murder in advance.
Like putting Nekomaru in sleep mode and tying him up with the wire.
In order to do that, the killer needed to be waiting for Nekomaru at the tower. Which means when Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru, the killer was already at the tower.
And once they tried to go back, they couldn't because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge.
In their original plan, The killer should have returned to their room before the alarm in the lounge went off. And they were supposed to stay in their room. They weren't planning to come out and go to the lounge.
Which means they wouldn't have heard the alarm or the rumbling sound, thus proving they were in the room. Just like us.
The best case scenario would have been if those two in the lounge had gone to check the deluxe rooms. After all, if they personally saw the killer sleeping in their room, it gives the killer a stronger alibi. Unfortunately, they failed to secure that alibi.
Because I was in the lounge.
So the killer couldn't go back to their room, and ended up hearing the lounge's alarm.
But why'd you come out? You should have hid till the excitement died down.
If Gundam tried to hide, and if those two went to his room to check on him, he would have been found out. That would have been the worst possible outcome. That's why he couldn't just stay hidden.
If those two had just checked the deluxe rooms as planned, that would have been ideal, but how ironic. The moment Fuyuhiko set foot in the lounge, your plan was doomed.
Gundam? Please, can you at least say something?
Answer me this. Including myself and my 4 dark devas of destruction, how many ears do we possess?
Huh?
The answer is 10. That's right, I possess 10 ears. That means I have 5 times the hearing of a normal human. The soundproof system here may as well not exist.
Is that your argument?
You bastard! Do you understand the situation you're in right now?
Do not panic. The truth shall now commence. At the time, I left my room to go to the bathroom. By coincidence, I heard the alarm. That's right. That's all it was. The world is always so simple.
Are you saying it was just a coincidence? Isn't that timing a little too perfect?
And yet, I'm being suspected by all of you. It seems it was actually horrible timing on my part.
I see. You're still holding out. Well, you don't have to admit it. We're going to decide who the killer is with the majority vote anyway. So, why don't we just go ahead and start voting? It's obvious that Gundam is the killer.
Hold on a sec.
You know, Hajime, this class trial, this killing, it's merely the opening act, you know.
Hey! What do you mean the class trial is just the opening act?
Perhaps I should say, it's just a farce. Just a boring farce. So boring, so stressful. I'm so painfully bored that I might develop stomach ulcers. Seriously. Let's just hurry up and finish this before I collapse from poor health.
Nagito, something definitely happened to you, didn't it? At some point during the investigation, your behavior became even weirder. What actually happened? Did you discover something?
Well, let's just leave that fun for later. And finish this opening act already.
Ah, you said opening act again!
Please hold on! We have yet to hear Gundam's rebuttal!
But he's completely shut up. Perhaps he can't argue anymore.
Gundam!
I was simply at a loss for words after being dumbfounded by your pathetic assumption. In fact, I shall deny the very basis. Your assumption has been wrong since the beginning.
Since the beginning?
Based on your assumption, I hung Nekomaru from the 4th floor of the tower and made the floor descend to the 1st floor. From there, after returning to Strawberry House, I was present when the alarm at the lounge went off, correct? Although going to and fro is busy enough as it is, how would I be able to travel between both houses anyway?
Nagito's sudden
I
appearance.
see. The contact elevator was broken.
As I recall, the killer tampered with the Grape House control panel, which shut down the elevator. Plus, the stopped elevator should have been facing the Grape House side. If so, the human who used the elevator would have left it at Grape House. For these reasons, it's an indisputable fact that the killer destroyed the elevator at Grape House.
And what's wrong with that?
If the elevator was broken at Grape House, he wouldn't be able to return to Strawberry House.
However, I was already at Strawberry House. I was present when the alarm in the lounge started ringing, which means your assumption is clearly wrong.
Are you serious? And here I thought it's already been decided.
Have you learned your lesson, pitiful humans? You cannot overcome this contradiction.
That's wrong. When something is obviously wrong, that's when a contradiction is born. There's no such thing as a contradiction that can't be overcome. Show me Nagito's sudden appearance. Oh, there it's not. You're not even gonna give me it. Okay, I guess that will be too easy.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses.
Maybe Nagito's
long
about
as
to
that
say something
elevator
and I
was
have to use
broken.
something he doesn't memorize it.
Your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
Yeah.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
Nagito, come in here,
It would have
please.
been different if they had an accomplice.
No, they did not have an
or
accomplice.
if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we stop this already?
I was trying to memorize it. They decided to shrink the damn text.
That elevator, the only means of travel, as long as that
Your assumption
Plus, the elevator broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot
Since I was at Strawberry House, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they hadn't.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
Gotcha.
How much longer? Why don't we stop this
Oh,
already?
Wakane's not so dumb after all. Although it's actually just blind luck. But that's fine.
That elevator was the only means of travel between...
False.
No, that's wrong! No, there should have been another way to move between the two houses without the elevator.
Such a method does not exist.
Then why don't we ask the person who actually used that method?
Da 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 bam bam bam.
You're the only one! Nagito, you should know.
What are you talking about?
Don't play dumb. You appeared so suddenly that one time because you used that method, right?
Nagito, why are you here? Because I showed up.
There's a secret passage connecting the first floor of Strawberry House to the third floor of Grape House. Isn't that right?
Jeez. Once again, I let the reserve course show off. But you're right. There's a door on the floor of the Octagon, which is on the first floor of Strawberry House. After I opened the door and went down, surprise, surprise! I ended up in the Monokuma Archive, which is on the third floor of Grape House.
Meaning the third floor and the fourth floor are actually connected.
Plus, once you've cleared the final dead room once, you can pass through it as many times as you want.
If they used that secret passage, they could have gone between the two houses as much as they wanted.
Infinity Unlimited Flame! However, what if the killer was unaware of the existence of the final dead room?
There's no way they didn't know.
That is merely an illusion you have fabricated from your own suspicion. If you value your life, you should stop with your scrutiny.
There's no way I can stop.
What did you say? Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Okay. Not this again. Wire, goodnight button. The hammer? Or the wire, probably. It is probably the wire, just because, like, that's where you got
Even
the...
if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
This is fucking garbage. I hate doing that.
I already proved a secret passage exists. The secret passage was at the Octagon.
Know the limits of your own reasoning. You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to, at least pray to the key which dwells in the light! Know the limits of your own reasoning. You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of...
Allow me to cut through those words!
Yeah, because you know how wire
Wire
refutes
used to
maelstrom
string
of
up
blind
Nekomaru's body.
confusion.
The hammer that looked like the weapon, and the chain on the door in the tower. Those are all the items that weren't in Funhouse. Where did the killer obtain them?
The only place I can think of is the Octagon. There were various weapons and tools there. I'm pretty sure I saw stuff like wires, hammers, and chains too.
Since those items were used in the crime, there's no doubt that the killer went to the Octagon.
If that's the case, they obviously know about the secret passage too, right?
It seems this is the end. Normally we'd end up listening to Hajime lecture us with a very long summary of the case. But there's no reason to waste any more time on this opening act.
Good, I don't want to do
So
it.
I'm going to end this right now.
Hey, what are you...
First of all, by messing with all the clocks in the building, Gundam tried to lure only Nekomaru. The elevator was probably broken by that point. Thanks to that, Nekomaru wasn't able to go to Grape Tower, which was supposed to be the meetup point. So he tried going over to Strawberry Tower, just like we did when we found out the elevator was broken. Well, it's obvious he'd attempt that. At that time, we didn't know the two towers were the exact same place. Also, the button in Strawberry Hall wasn't broken, so he was easily able to enter Strawberry Tower. But surprise! Gundam was waiting for Nekomaru's arrival.
Hold on. If Nekomaru didn't go to Strawberry Tower, what would the killer have done then?
Their plan was a balancing act of uncertainties. But even if they failed, they probably wouldn't have minded. They can just greet everyone the next morning as if nothing happened, and come up with a different plan.
And, without such a risky plan, they wouldn't have been able to lure him at all.
I'm going to continue summarizing the case, okay? Through this, Gundam successfully lured Nekomaru to Strawberry Tower. There's no way he could fight head-on with the robotic Nekomaru. So by pressing the goodnight button, he rendered Nekomaru powerless without fighting him.
Hold on! You... What did you just say? That I didn't battle?
What's wrong with that?
Don't mess with me! Don't mess with me! I cannot ignore those words!
Why are you angry all of a sudden?
You fools do not understand! You don't understand at all! Ha! You make me laugh! After all this time, you still don't understand anything at all!
I don't understand anything. What does that mean?
It appears I cannot finish just yet. Maybe I'm just a human destined for hell. However, I cannot finish just yet. I cannot finish!
What do you intend to do?
It's obvious! I'm going to destroy your illusory assumptions!
Are you saying you still have more? You still have room to argue?
Your words. You said I pressed Nekomaru's goodnight button. However, that button was on the back of Nekomaru's neck. To press it, I'd have to get behind him.
It's not easy to get the drop on Coach Nekomaru.
It's even more difficult if it's a one-on-one situation.
Just as I thought. Truly frail. Succumbing so easily to this simple argument, it was just a mere illusion. If you want to set me up as the killer, at least surpass your own human limitations.
That's wrong, Gundam. You're the one who's wrong.
Such a wonderful line. However, I cannot say that I'm satisfied. Listen well. I shall teach you 2 tips for making someone admit their defeat. First, you must crush them with your own overwhelming power. And as for the other, you must provide a reason that will persuade that human. You have not fulfilled either of those yet.
I guess you really don't want to admit it. Then, just as you requested, I will provide an argument that'll leave you no choice but to be persuaded. Oh, here we go.
I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire!
Burn, 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 burn. I have no clue what the bullet's gonna be
David
here.
Prophesized. I won't let you!
It's about the good night button, right?
For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesized! Show me the cadaver! Show me the cadaver! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesized! I won't let you!
Oh my god, how are you still not done?
Wither!
He's still got like 8 different shields.
Crushed as David prophesized! For the Tanaka Empire! For the Tanaka Empire! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither!
Finally.
It's Nekomaru's back. Do you really think I can get behind him so easily?
This is the end!
The 4 Dark Devas.
Even if you didn't get behind Nekomaru, you should have been able to press the button on the back of his neck. As long as you had the power of the hamsters you keep with you.
Oh?
Are you seriously saying he used his hamsters to press the button on the back of Nekomaru's neck?
Of course that'd be impossible for a normal hamster, but it would have been possible for Gundams. In fact, we saw that with our very own eyes, right?
Emissary of evil, in accordance with our ancient contract, the time has come to lend me your aid. Pierce through, Supernova Silver Fox Sandy! Pikachu. Truly, this is the skyline lamentation art of the demon mouse. Soon the door of destiny shall open.
Now that you mention it, after Ibuki was killed in the music venue, one of Gundam's hamsters retrieved the piece of wallpaper from the baton lighting, right? Hey, with your friends and their exceptionally smart brains, it must have been possible to secretly get one of them behind Nekomaru and press the button on the back of his neck.
How about it, Gundam?
Not just myself, but you actually brought up how splendid my subordinates are. I have no recourse but to admit it.
Admit it? Did you say you admit it?
It appears I've obtained a one-way ticket to hell. Fine! Then you must trample me underfoot and advance. Victory can only be built upon a foundation of corpses. You cannot find peace without sacrifice anywhere. Now, trample this life. Trample it as though it were mere trash on the side of the road. Pull the curtain strings of this worthless performance with your own 2 hands.
No, Nagito was doing it. Why do I have to do it? Fuyuko can't sleep, the hamster pressed advance, bam bam. You're doing all the different things there. Okay, so that, Nekomaru's awake, you do it with all the time, the hamster pressed it. Meet up because of the lounge clock alarm? No, that's later. Oh, that's not where that goes. Okay, well, just kidding. Fuyuhiko can't sleep? Nope. Yeah, Fuyuko's watching him go. It's not there. Goes, the Devas press the button. Okay, so that's for sure it. And then we come over to the left. Okay, so that's already being done. Akane also heard something from her room. Oh, that would be later then, if they fell. Chained everything. There's the alarm. And then there's this. Okay. Oh, and that's Akane hearing that. Wrap the wire. Fuyuhiko can't sleep. No, that's not it either. What was the fake weapon left at the tower, right? The killer destroyed what after leaving the tower? No. The wire wrapped around Nekomaru's feet? I mean, yeah, that's already there. So forget that, I guess. What time did Fuyuhiko see Nekomaru? Who was in the lounge? Oh, there you go. Okay. Who set the lounge clock's alarm? Yep, that goes there. And we've got the door to Strawberry Hall getting destroyed. What time did Fuyuhiko see Nekomaru? That's not happening yet with these ones. We're going down here. Hung the loop on the doorknob. There you go. Kiss the pillar, damn it. Okay. Killer destroyed what after leaving the tower? That. Hell yeah, boy. And stock number 3 in the final stock. The fake weapon was the hammer. Why did Nekomaru fall? Well, he wakes up. Excuse me. Well, the alarm. Excuse me. Yeah, it's not that, so forget that. I guess we don't have access to that one yet. So then we'll come back over here. Where's the question mark? Here. What time? It was that. There you go. And you break that one. Last stock, and there's only one more question mark to do it. Oh, the way over here. Why did Nekomaru fall? Well, the doorknob came off. Would you look at that? Oh, there's still more of this. Who heard the rumbling noise? Me?
Here's
Hot
everything that
diggity damn.
happened in this case. Let's first go over the many tricks the killer prepared before they committed the crime. First, they destroyed the contact elevator. This separated Nagito and the others in Strawberry House from our group in Grape House. Next, they lured Nekomaru out by himself by turning back all the clocks in the funhouse by 2 hours. Additionally, in order to secure an alibi, the killer went to the Strawberry House lounge and set the wall clock's alarm to 5:30 a.m. After finishing their preparations, the killer went to Strawberry Tower with the necessary tools in hand. They obtained these tools from the Octagon, which you can enter once you clear the final dead room. This means the killer discovered the secret of the funhouse faster than anybody else. That secret being, Strawberry House and Grape House are actually the same building. On the morning of the incident, Nekomaru woke up and headed over to Grape Tower for a specific reason. There, Fuyuhiko, who was at the lounge by coincidence, witnessed Nekomaru. According to Fuyuhiko's testimony, that was around 5 a.m., but by that point, the killer had already messed with our perception of time. In actuality, Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru at 7 a.m. That's also the same time Monokuma Tai Chi begins. Nekomaru went to Grape Tower to participate in that.
The Great Tower to participate in
However,
because the contact elevator was broken, Nekomaru was unable to go to Great Tower.
So he decided to try going to Strawberry Tower. But the killer was waiting for him there. With the power of hamsters, they were able to press the good night button on the back of Nekomaru's neck. This forced him to enter sleep mode, rendering him immobile. From there, the killer began preparing to use
I like
the
how they even
ultimate
have the
weapon.
hamsters in that disguise, as if, like, their identity is in question at this point.
First, they set the alarm in Nekomaru's chest to
Maybe
7:30
somebody
a.m.
else
so
used
he'd wake
those
up.
hamsters.
Then they tied him up with a metal wire.
Or can
tied
we
the
be
tip of the
sure
wire
that they
into a
were
loop, and hung it on
Gundam's
the doorknob.
hamsters to begin with? Maybe somebody smuggled in their own Dark Davis of Destruction.
After
You
leaving
never
Strawberry
know!
Tower, the killer then destroyed the door button to Strawberry Hall. They did this to keep us from entering Strawberry Tower, and to keep us from discovering the secret of the building's structure that they used to kill Nekomaru. Then, they used the secret octagon passageway to travel to Grape House. After arriving at Grape Hall, they
But
pressed
yeah,
the
this
button
has
to open
definitely
the door to
been the
tower.
most confusing trial so far. But only just when it comes to, like, figuring out the layout and stuff.
When that happened, the elevator
Like, once you know how the
fun
funhouse is structured, the murder makes perfect sense.
And Nekomaru's
It's not
body was
difficult to
still
wrap your head
inside,
around
dangling
everything
upside
that
down
went
in
on.
midair from the wire.
But before
The
that,
killer
it's just
entered
like,
Grape
ugh,
Tower
coming
to
to
see
those
if their setup was
realizations.
successful, and placed a hammer on the floor to look like the weapon, then wrapped a chain around the back door. This was done to make us falsely believe we couldn't enter the tower from Strawberry Hall. With this, the killer finished their setup and tried to go back to their room using the secret passage, so they could craft their alibi when Nekomaru died from the fall. But something unexpected happened. Fuyuhiko, who saw Nekomaru earlier, was still at the lounge. As a result, the killer couldn't return to their room, and with no options available, time ran out. The lounge's wall clock alarm started ringing at 5:30. Well, actually 7:30. To avoid a worst-case scenario, the killer was forced to appear in front of Fuyuhiko with the others. When the wall clock's alarm rang, that was also the same time Nekomaru was waking up. He woke up while he was still hanging upside down, so he couldn't help but sway his body powerfully. Originally, the loop of wire was only supposed to slip off the doorknob, but because there was a heavier load than expected, the doorknob ended up breaking. Nekomaru fell from the 4th floor all the way to the 1st floor. He crashed into the pillar, which decapitated him on impact, and died.
I mean, it didn't decapitate him, but, you
The
know.
sound of Nekomaru's impact echoed throughout the funhouse.
Oh, yeah,
However,
it did.
By
Never
this
mind.
point,
Just
the
kidding.
killer's plan was about to fail, thanks to the broken doorknob and Fuyuhiko. Meaning, the killer is someone who wouldn't have heard the alarm if they were in the deluxe room. They also wouldn't have been able to return to their guest room, because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge. That someone is Gundam Tanaka. I can't think of anyone else but you.
Yeah, you knew Gundam was gonna be a murderer at some point.
Splendid.
Just like Celeste.
That was splendid. For a mere human, you did quite well.
Stop. Stop it already. Stop using weird words to avoid the truth. Or I'll friggin' kill you myself! I cannot believe it. I just cannot believe. You killed Nekomaru? I cannot believe something like that.
You don't wish to forgive me? Do you feel regret? Then finish it! Cast your impure votes for Gundam Tanaka! My beloved, deadly foes, let the voting time begin!
Hell yeah. I did absolutely terrible this trial, and they'll still probably give me a B. Hell yeah. Alright, let's quit.
This result isn't all that exciting. Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote. Who will be chosen as the blackened? Please pull the lever! Crap! I bit my tongue at the most important part!
Hell yeah. Oh, I'm so good? Just kidding. Makes me wonder how I'm gonna do with that Sherlock Holmes game that I'm gonna play soon. Where you can actually get it wrong and send the wrong people to jail. I can't wait for that. It'd be bad if I bit my tongue again, so I'll speak slowly. Judging from the results, you guys were correct once again! Getting 4 in a row without any mistakes is a splendid achievement. That's right, the one who killed the robotic Nekomaru in the amazing funhouse was Gundam Tanaka!
Nice!
Yay! I said all that without biting my tongue!
Now then.
Now that we've decided who the killer is, let's do the execution already and get this over with. Hold on. It's true the class trial is finished, but that doesn't mean the incident is over. We can't finish yet until we hear it from Gundam.
Jeez.
No matter what he says, it won't change a thing. Well, I have no right to stop you either, so do whatever you like. Why do you want to talk to one who is lost? The loser merely leaves. It would just be unnecessary for me to say something.
Listen well.
Is what I would like to say, but for honor's sake, I shall correct one thing. Correct?
How pitiful.
You guys said I made Nekomaru powerless without fighting him. That, however, is a great mistake. Huh?
Fine.
Nekomaru did fight. That is no mistake. And because he fought, he lost and died.
Damn it!
Lost and died?
This
If he was just trying to cling to life, there are many ways he could have done so. However, he did not allow that.
You.
What do you mean? Explain! Fine then. I shall reveal it all.
Let's make
Within the
history.
final dead room, I discovered the secret of the funhouse, and I devised a killing plan utilizing that secret. By tampering with all the clocks in the building, I succeeded in luring Nekomaru to the tower, and this is what happened. Nekomaru and I were alone in the tower, standing face to face with one another. I should say I expected as much from Nekomaru. He sensed my subtle killing intent, and instantly understood the situation. And we had ourselves a stare down. In that situation, if he wanted to run away, it would have been easy for him to do so. He could have run away, or even called for help, but he did not turn his back to me. Instead, he chose a fight that risked life and death.
That is...
A fight that risked life and death?
Let me tell
He was serious, too. He gave it his all to try to kill me.
Huh?
If I had died instead, the mystery surrounding the case would have been even more complicated. You would never know why I, the victim, went to the tower by myself.
I can see
Nobody
it.
would know that the victim, me, was actually the one who planned the whole thing.
Could it be?
Nekomaru really did that?
Sensing even my subtle killing intent, as expected of you, Nekomaru.
This scorching, stinging, tense atmosphere. I've been a team manager for so long, I'd nearly forgotten this. This is great! What a comforting atmosphere!
That's a great line.
And what is your reason? Do you intend to resolve this situation by killing me?
I am the warlock, Gundam Tanaka. Heroes, lords of darkness, and even the gods themselves flee from me. I need not cling to any trivial reason. I'm simply going to kill you because your very existence is an annoyance.
You'll drench your soul with evil until the bitter end, huh? Splendid! In response to your spirit, I shall kill you with all of my might. I won't go easy on you. Don't even think about holding back. Don't waste your breath on cowardly tactics. Give me everything you got.
Nekomaru need I. Your blood will drench the foundation of my empire!
That is...
Why did you fight? We're all friends. Why couldn't you stop this? Even if both sides agreed, it was still wrong. I will not argue. I have no intention of forcing my values upon you.
Let me tell
However, I must say this. What's the point of living if you're just waiting until you finally die?
You weakling!
There's nothing courageous about that. That is abandonment, a mere feeling of resignation. Wait, are you telling us to just wait until we starve to death? I'd rather have that happen to us than have our friends kill each other. Huh? Do you mean that you'd rather die? Ever since we were locked inside that building, everyone had been dominated by that feeling of abandonment. However, nothing is born from resignation. That is simply a reason to give up. Giving up on life. That's just an insult to life itself! Have you fools heard of the term dog eat dog? Cannibalism? In zoology, cannibalism is a commonly observed phenomenon. Many creatures at some point in their lifespan engage in cannibalism. That is what it means to live. If you say killing for the sake of living is evil, then what would you call giving up on life itself? If a world would consider that justice, then I will fight that world with every last fiber of my being. Giving up on life and choosing death is nothing but a blasphemy toward life. It is a violation of the natural order. It is the arrogance of humanity. Are you saying all that to try to justify what you did? But it sounds like Nekomaru felt the same too. That's why they fought, right?
Damn it.
Ah! That man had the courage to die when he needed to die. That is why he challenged me to our battle. Regardless, as I've already said, I do not intend to force my values upon you fools. I have betrayed you all. That is the absolute truth. But even so, don't you think it's a better alternative to slowly starving to death here?
Oh.
That belief is why you committed your crime.
You...
Hey, what about the final dead room? Did you do the Russian roulette too?
Let's make
Unlike
history.
Nagito, I only did it once, but compared to my battle with Nekomaru, that was mere child's play.
Well?
You know, after listening to you talk for a while, I'm starting to think that, well, it's also because you unexpectedly admitted your crime without much resistance. Gundam, don't tell me you didn't sacrifice yourself for our sake, did you? I can't believe you would ask such a foolish question. Just who do you think I am? I am Gundam Tanaka, history's greatest monster. My cursed existence is feared by all mankind. There's no way I'd sacrifice myself for the sake of you fools. Not in a million, not in a billion, not in 10 billion years. In the name of pandemonium, it is impossible. Is that it? Then I'll just leave it at that. Now then, let us be rid of this foolish talk. It's about time the fun started. Monokuma, let us begin.
Yes, indeed.
Yay! Got it! I have prepared a special punishment for the ultimate breeder, Gundam Tanaka.
Please wait.
Please wait! This is just too much! Please, Monokuma, please help Gundam!
Huh?
Miss Sonia, please, I beg of you!
How pitiful.
Sonia. An act as unrefined as stopping a man from going to his death does not befit a noble such as yourself. Gundam! It's fine to start for reals, right?
Fine.
Yes, I do not mind. However,
What is it?
my four dark devas of destruction?
Are you worried about me? Oh, my feared 4 dark devas of destruction. That is not like you at all. However, there is no need to fear. In this world, I am only a temporary visitor. I was simply visiting for a moment, and now that my duty is complete, I must return to the darkness. That is why, until the very end, pride, conceit, courage, insolence, fearful of nothing, daunted by nothing. Let us laugh uproariously! That is Gundam Tanaka! I shall stick with my evil until the very end! Open sesame pandemonium! I shall fill hell with true hell!
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
Oh, here it goes. Hopefully this execution is more inspired than the previous ones. I liked Peiko's. That was pretty much the only one that was, like, good. I like that one too. That's a pretty good one. Gundam! No! No! Even after Gundam is gone, the spirit of his parting words still lingered deep in our chests. Don't give up on life. Did I misunderstand what he meant? Then what's the right thing to do? I don't know. No matter how much I think about it, I don't know if I'll ever be able to answer that.
Damn it.
I'm so pissed off. I need to throw something.
Damn it!
You all spent so much time worrying about each other, and thanks to that, things ended up like this. You're all full of shit, every last one of you. But the biggest piece of shit is me. Damn it! Why am I so weak?
Oh.
It's such a downer, clearly. But still, even though we feel this way, we still gotta do our very best.
You are right.
You are right. This time around, we must move forward. We must continue to live and believe in our friends. If not,
You are right.
Gundam will most likely crawl his way out of hell, and I presume he will be very cross with us. You're right. You're right. We shouldn't just stand here. I mean, it's not like this is over. We still have to do it. We still have to finish this. For the sake of our friends who have died, we need to finish this once and for all. So, don't just stand there. Stand up and walk. Move forward. Live. If you don't, everyone who fought and died will have died in vain. We can't allow that. So, how long are you guys gonna stand around chattering? The class trial is over, so it's okay for you to hurry back over to Jabberwock Island. However, the killing school trip will proceed as usual, so make sure you know that.
Wait!
Hold on! How much longer are you gonna keep doing this? Seriously, how long is he gonna keep doing this? How long is this going to continue?
Now then.
Now then. Alright, after feeling down for so long, I finally feel refreshed. Let's hurry back and eat some food.
Hey!
Hold on a sec, that mood shift is too damn fast.
It's not like that.
Well, you know, it's like Gundam and Nekomaru said. That's what it means to live, right? She's certainly something else. But seriously, I'm starving.
Hey.
Then let's go back for now and eat. And then after we're full, let's sleep as much as we want.
Right?
And then, let's do our best again. Yeah, you're right. Alright, that's gonna do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can like, share, and subscribe and whatnot. And I will see you guys in